Okay, so when you guys practice, you should always be doing a couple of things. One of the things I always say to all my online students is to make sure that you are at every moment in time working on your alignment. So this would mean if you went down the driving range, you'd want to place an alignment stick on the floor like so, and that would be basically pointing in the direction where you're going to spend your time hitting towards. And then you'd want to rest another one parallel towards that, relative to your feet, and then equally if you wanted to you could have one slightly further forward relative to your starting direction. But for the benefit of today's video, we're going to focus just on these two. Okay, so that means when you're hitting shots, you have your target line and you have your body line to make sure that you feel like you're always sort of, you know, calibrated in the right sort of direction. It's inexcusable and it's lazy if you're not doing it. Now, one of the things is that catches a lot of golfers out is club path. Okay, now club path is basically how that club is hitting the ball at the bottom part of the golf swing. So if you kind of imagined an area, say 6 inches prior to hitting and 6 inches post hitting, that little area there is where we're trying to control our kind of club path. And what we want to avoid is the club swinging excessively in to out during that phase, and also very much out to in during that phase. Now, the thing that catches a lot of golfers out is they kind of know that they have the characteristics sometimes of swinging out to in. But what they then do is they focus very much on just the start of the downswing, therefore making the assumption if I start my downswing like this, I have to hit it from the inside, and unfortunately that's not the case. The amount of golfers that I meet that do something like this, and when they hit it, they still end up swinging out to in. And this is based upon a number of reasons, the release and just your general sort of sequence. So you want to do two things when you're practicing. Obviously you want to make sure that your alignment is good, and the other thing you want to do is you want to concentrate very much on your sort of club path. Now, you've got a couple of ways you can do this. The first way is you could just build yourself a little wall, and if you wanted to, you can just do it with some golf balls. So if I sort of place 4 balls here opposite this one, okay, and you want the golf balls to be with inside an inch, maybe 2 inches of where you're going to be playing your shots from. So something like so, right? And that's what I'm going to do there. So I now know that I should be able to hit that shot. And if I was going to swing too much out to him, so across the ball, I would catch this golf ball here. And if I was going to swing too much in to out, I'd probably likely catch that golf ball there. So that's one of the things that you can do. And that will encourage you to have a very neutral sort of club path. That would work absolutely fine. Another way you could do it, if you wanted to, is just practice with 2 golf balls. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that again you've got a nice gap between them, so your club is going to sit like so, and the idea is that you're going to try and get that club to concentrate on moving as neutrally as you possibly can at the bottom part of the golf swing through this area here. Okay, now this is definitely something that you should be doing before you play, because the big thing that sometimes golfers get wrong is that even if you don't start the downswing perfectly, you can still hit straight shots and go and play some great golf. So you have to make sure that before your round of golf, you're concentrating just on that sort of impact area, because even if you're technically not perfect, which who is, you're still going to have successful golf if you can manage your club path. So either building the wall or hitting some shots with the little gate, completely up to you, whichever way you want to play around and do it. But what I'm trying to say is you 100% want to do that, because the feedback that I get with online students and face-to-face is that you can then start to visually see that when you play, and having the gateway, you can obviously advance it. So if you're somebody who struggles a bit with your takeaway, then you can obviously move the golf ball further forward, and then that helps you get the club moving through the gateway. And then equally, if you're somebody who's trying to extend the club through more, you can obviously again get that feeling of moving it around. But the big part of this video is you have to make sure you're controlling that club path. It'll make a massive difference. I'll see you soon.